Said he
What
just
up, y'all?
commented.
Cool. Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Did I not send it to Garrett right there? Cool, sweet. All right, good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. A little bit late
What's
for,
good?
but life's good.
The bridge up.
God, let us know.
Something like
Dude,
that.
oh my gosh, traffic like crazy, man. Traffic like crazy.
Yeah, it took you a minute to get in here.
I know, dude. Yeah, no, it literally took forever, but yeah, we're in here, and whatever
Phil?
questions y'all got, let us know. I'm just getting my glasses too.
Happy Monday. What's up, Armand, Logan, Flippina? Good to see you guys. Corey, how's life today?
Good, man. Everything's good here. Yeah, I'm closing on my house. I was supposed to be today.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Now it's gonna be.
Yeah,
now it's gonna be Thursday of this week. So just been packing up and kind of getting ready to move.
Your hairline's
awesome.
receding a little bit in celebration of it. It looks.
It is. It is.
Nah, you just got a haircut, I assume, right?
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Weather in Florida. Yeah, well, we're about to get hit with the edge of a hurricane, I think.
Hurricane, man.
Are you?
Yeah, we'll be fine. It's hitting the other side of Florida. What up, Matt? What up, Patina?
I do wholesale on Amazon. Should I just stop, or is there a tool for growth? I mean, really, any tool that you're going to use is only as good as your knowledge and how hard you're willing to work. So they all work. It depends on kind of what it is that you're doing to put them to use.
Yeah, like what specifically? Yeah, are you looking for help with on that IZ dub right here now, Miles? Hey, what up? Just been watching all your videos. Appreciate it. Yeah, Cal Shaw. We do this every Monday at 5 p.m. Whatever questions you got, you feel free to let us know. We'd love to help you guys grow your businesses and do best we can here. Got the best time of the year fast approaching, and want to make sure all of you guys are prepared and ready to rock and roll. And any questions you got, please feel free to let us know here, and we'd love to help.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Whether you're doing wholesale, arbitrage, even if you're doing things like selling books, right? That's how I started. I think all of us have a pretty wide depth of experience. So any questions you have, throw them our way.
You got any big POs in the work, Corey?
Let's see. Yeah, we got a full truckload that just got picked up like 2 days ago, headed into Amazon. We've got another one it's just one SKU, a couple thousand units of a single SKU product that we've been selling for a good amount of time that's getting picked up soon. So really just more of the same, right? Just buying more of the stuff that's already selling well. Most of our stuff isn't super seasonal.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the big benefit of having done this for a while, is that you're able to find products that are good year round, right? And that can be, hard when you're initially, but good things come for those who stick around and everything. What up, Garrett?
What's up, fam?
How you doing? How you doing, family? How you doing?
Good. Life is good.
Do you just have are you in a different spot, or is that what it's always been? You just got the camera, the moved further, because I feel like we don't typically see that cabinet there.
No, for whatever reason, the StreamYard wasn't recognizing my camera.
Oh, that could be a skill issue. Yeah, Pete Flips actually told me that was a skill issue.
But
yeah.
I troubleshooted.
He's usually right.
Yeah,
Loom was recognizing the camera, so it is in fact a StreamYard.
How's the golf game this weekend, Garrett?
It was on and off. It was on and off.
As it usually is.
Went shopping for some greens from like 170, and then I found the water sometime.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I played some this weekend too, and it didn't go too well.
No.
Thursday, it went decent. Thursday was probably my best round ever. I almost broke 100. I was pumped. But Friday and Saturday were a little rough.
Nice.
It's just good vibes. We played Saturday and 9 on Sunday, but it was
with Dan. With Dan.
No, we actually went camping. I went camping with Dylan and Kate.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, nice. Sounds good.
Got some good questions rolling here. Yeah, you got it, Moss.
Cool. Anything to stay away of that are common when selling supplements / vitamins? There could be expiration dates on them. You want to make sure that's obviously compliant. And then just in general too, pretty much same thing as anything else, like making sure they're not super easy to find. There's not price tanking history, and there's no IP complaint history.
Yeah, I was seeing Filipino was asking about Q4 peak storage fees on SellerAmp. Yeah, in your settings, go throw that on, like back into SellerAmp. Are you pulling it up?
Cool.
I can pull it up.
Cool. Okay, sweet. I'll share it on the screen.
Cool.
Could products still sell, real quick, just address this one. Could products still sell an FC transfer? Or should I wait until they are done before repricing? So products can absolutely still sell during FC transfer. That's one of the reasons why when we list products, we like to list significantly higher than the buy box price, because while our stuff is an FC transfer, you'd be surprised how sometimes you will get sales at an inflated price while your stuff is an FC transfer. And then when it comes out, we just revert to regular repricing at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, it depends on the listing. If the listing has like a scarcity of stock across the country, then you probably get some of those sales. If there's 10, 15 other people with deep pockets with deep stock, then not likely as much.
Yeah. So toss this guy on right here. I just realized I needed to. So thanks for the thanks for the reminder there.
Yeah. Yep. Right there. Found my first station that just flies. Sold out in a few hours. Oh, Omar,
Nice.
let's go. See, now Omar's been coming to streams, I think daily for like a week straight. Excellent work, man. He did all of that with an anonymous cartoon profile picture. So we can only assume further great things are going to come as he, gets that fixed and everything.
And then Omar, the key thing to understand is Amazon's all about the adjacencies, right? Within that first product, there's likely 5, 10, 15, 20 sellers that are also in stock of that, of which probably have similar brands, similar products, similar niches, right? Similar types of products. That's key to understand. Right? Because embedded within all those adjacencies, embedded within all those storefronts, you can qualify those couple hundred, 500, 600, 700 products within a couple minutes or an hour, and then map back to different sites, right? And that's the like the core principle of how to really start to find money that's related to the products that you've already found.
It's a fact.
Yep, 100%. How can I compete against high stock sellers? So yeah, if you're competing against sellers that have a lot of different, or basically a lot of units in stock, like they probably are going to get a little more of the buy box than you are, just because their stock is going to be spread throughout the country. It's going to be at more fulfillment centers, meaning it's going to be able to get to more customers sooner. You can still definitely compete with those sellers. You're just going to need to make sure you're repricing correctly. So as long as you're using a good repricer, you still will be able to compete against those sellers. You might just not get as much of the buy box as you would if you were carrying a lot more stock similar to those other guys.
Yeah, and there's really not a ton you can do about that too and everything. Like I think a lot of beginners worry about stock count, but it's not really something I've ever looked at too much.
Right.
If the stock count was an issue, the price would be going down, right? And the competition would be going up, or people wouldn't be selling out as much. Yeah.
But I think that what's even more important though is just like pricing is likely the most important factor within like the kind of buy box algorithm. Right. I think a lot of people kind of correlate deep stock to like, oh, I probably won't get any sales on this particular product, which isn't true. Right. Looking at the buy box rotation, looking at the competitive prices, where sales are happening within a particular market, that's all huge to really kind of forecast whether or not you can be competitive on a listing, whether or not you could actually get some sales.
Is FBM from Hawaii worth it? Almost certainly not.
Yeah, that's
you can try to find a prep center that'll do FBM in the lower 48. There are some people that have done FBA from Hawaii somehow. I would just try to get a prep that's pretty good over here.
There was this awesome guy who was Chad scaling like crazy, basically, and then I think he put all of his money into Anchor Protocol with Luna in 2021. I mean, dude, he was a huge maximalist of Luna, and then it went to zero, obviously, with unfortunately, right there.
I got ungated for a big name beauty brand recently, but it still says I'm gated and need to apply. Even on the ASIN I got approved on, is that normal? So that's not normal. It's probably a glitch of some sort. What I would do is I would open a case with seller support and just explain the situation. Say, hey, I got ungated on this ASIN. It's showing that I am still gated. Must be an error. Can you please fix it on your end? Right? Something like that. And it could be an error. It might not be, but it's worth a try.
I would also just kind of like avoid beauty to begin with. There's so much easier. That's more dependable. I don't know how long you've kind of been within the Amazon space, but there's a lot of headaches kind of going around. I'd probably just kind of look in other directions.
Yeah, unless it's like super reseller friendly and you can see like there's a bunch of strong products in that
or
brand.
of course you're buying from the brand, right?
Yeah.
If you're buying from the brand, a lot of this is null. However, likely is the case you're buying from an Ulta, a distribution company. And within the beauty realm, it's super hard to A, qualify some of those suppliers, and B, rest assured that the brand's not going to come after you, right? Because if you look at Estee Lauder, if you look at Kiehl, like Estee Lauder owns like 20, 15, 25 brands, all of which they're pretty much locking down pretty heavily. So make sure if you're going to be spending any sort of deep amount of money on beauty brands, you really want to make sure that it's either from the brand or you're 100% positive you're going to be good to sell it.
Best tips for RA. I found supplements at TJ Maxx, brought them home, looked more into it, and found the buy box stats were 80% from an FBA seller. As long as the Kiva chart look good, that's completely fine. That could also be the kind of thing where that's a no buy box listing, potentially. Probably not if it's 80% to one seller, because it does count the overall percentages, which was a recent Kiva update. I don't know quite when that kicked in, but that was a change Kiva made. Yeah, as long as the it shows good offer count movement, you're still going to be good on that, Victor.
Yeah, a lot of times the specific like red flags on volume products don't matter on RA either. You're only you're picking up 4, 5, 6 units. Something that means you can't sell 100. You can probably still sell a few, make some profit, keep the ball rolling. I was buying some stuff that Amazon was on at the Ross the other day.
Yeah, it's really, it's pretty much just like Estee Lauder and just whatever company owns NARS. It's like Ashiba or whatever like that. Those two parent companies pretty much decided that they are going to want to restrict Amazon fulfillment for a lot of the resellers, and the result of it is a lot of restrictions coming down.
Yeah, I'm pushing people away from beauty these days. It's just a pain to deal with.
Just avoid the L'Oreal companies.
L'Oreal, that was the other one. Yep.
Yeah. Just avoid L'Oreal, and most of the rest of them are safe.
What are the most dependable products you would retail arbitrage today, especially going into the Q4 and holiday season? So really, Cal, everything that sells year round sells in Q4. It usually just sells a little more than usual, right? Now, if we're talking Q4 specific products or like holiday specific products, then a category for that is going to be toys, right? Toys and games. There's going to be a ton of stuff on clearance at a Target or a Walmart or a Ross or an Ollie's, places like this, where you can go scoop it up off the shelves and, you know, flip it for pretty good margins going into Q4, right? There's some products you can make a killing on. And if you want to take it to the next level, you start to become friends with the managers of the toy department at the Target or the manager of the store of the toy department at the Walmart, right? You get in with them, you get them to tell you when they're putting out new stock, you get the chance to kind of take a look at some of their old stock and form relationships and get a ton of advantages and make a ton of money in the process.
But if you're looking for like the most dependable, least risky products, you always want to index on velocity, right? Because if you think about the things that change in an Amazon listing on a product listing, it's always going to be the price. And the faster something sells, the less likely that price is to change, right? And so if you boil it down very, very simply to price and velocity, indexing on velocity is going to solve a lot of your risk issues. If it sells 5,000 times a month and you bought 50, well, there's a lot less risk associated with that market as opposed to buying those same 50 units on a product that sells 500 times a month, right? You see the very inherent difference. So indexing on velocity is going to solve a lot of that stuff.
Ooh. Shit. Amazon Fresh hopped on one of my listings and is selling significantly less than what I had at 4. Do I sell to loss or just stay? It depends how consistently they've been in stock and how consistently they're in stock right now, and the difference in price with how much you need the money. So you probably be a little bit more patient, especially if they're going in and out of stock.
Yeah. You can buy stuff like that if it's like if they have problems going out of stock. But if they were gone for a month, they were in stock for like a year, probably lower your price.
Yeah. Here we go. I've had a listing. Did we answer this one yet?
Nope.
Cool. I haven't made any sales. It's normal to wait this long to see sales. It sells around 7K a month, and there's 7 other sellers in listing. SCW, go on your Amazon Seller Central or Amazon Seller app and see if you're featured offered eligible. You probably aren't yet if you're FBM on that item. And if you're FBA, your inventory probably isn't fully checked in with good delivery dates yet. So there's 2 things on that. You're either not featured offered eligible FBM, or that listing isn't FBM friendly, or your inventory is not fully checked in yet FBA. It's almost certainly going to be one of those things.
Yeah, of course, price, right? You want to make sure that you're priced competitively. We kind of like go deeper into what Miles was talking about, right? If you're on a listing FBM and over the past 90 days, 180 days, 100% of sales within the buy box rotation are all going FBA, writing's kind of on the wall, right? Add that to your list of things to disqualify every single listing you go through. And then just continue to iterate your process, right? Because as you look at hundreds and hundreds of products, we start to get more fluent with the data, right? You start to understand, oh, that's a red flag, that's a red flag, that's a red flag. And you start to skip a lot of the headaches that could come by buying the wrong products.
Yeah. Taylor asked a good question. Said losing buy box share for an FBM product to a couple other people who are like a buck lower. Do you lower price? This time of year, it's slightly different answer, because if you think the price is about to go higher for like holiday demand, that kind of stuff, you can wait them out. If it's the type of thing where you've been sitting on it for several months and there's like no good reason why the price would go back up, then you probably lower it. So especially if it's like a more summer type item, but if it's, a toy or something like that that's going to sell a lot faster here soon, you might as well make the extra money.
Okay, super. We're going to elaborate further on that question from SCW. So SCW says, I'm doing FBA. So almost certainly what it is, SCW, is your inventory is not fully checked in yet. So for example, super underrated stuff a lot of beginners don't look at is going to be the delivery dates here. We can see if this seller's got pretty good delivery dates right here, and they are FBA, right? And if we go down here to the other sellers, we can see this seller is in stock at a very similar or the same price, but they're not getting buy box, or at least we don't think that much, or they're not currently. It's because their delivery dates are way further out. So this seller's inventory is not yet fully checked in, basically. So super important on that. And so that's a primary driver of buy box, and that obviously this person's going to get it because it's a much better customer experience to buy from this seller that has good delivery dates versus this seller that has poor delivery dates. And that's just a symptom of their inventory not being fully checked in yet.
And that's a great point. And guys, for the audience here, what you're going to find, especially as we head into Q4, that the amount of time that your inventory is in FC transfer is going to get longer and longer the deeper into Q4 that we get, because Amazon gets so clogged up. They're processing so many orders. So you want to get your shipments into FBA as soon as possible, because otherwise your stuff's going to be sitting in FC transfer. When it sits in FC transfer, it doesn't sell nearly as quickly. I've got 2 products actually that have been sitting in FC transfer, one of them for multiple weeks now, hundreds of units that is, as soon as it becomes available, it starts selling, but the vast majority of it is in FC transfer, and that's cash that's just sitting there. So you want to try to get your stuff in quickly so that you can avoid that whenever possible.
And of course, like it's very hard. I mean, there's nothing you can do about FC transfer. Of course, you guys want to be making sure you're using 2D barcodes with Boxum. Just make sure that you are doing everything you can to make sure your products are checking. Because I've had shipments over the past couple of weeks start selling and checking in within 3, 4, 5 days. Right, massive efficiencies are to be found with the 2D barcodes within Boxum.
Yeah, the guarantee date is in like a couple weeks too. So like if you see that date, don't let that, think that you have to like no more FBA for the rest of the year. You can still be sending it through like mid-October or mid-November pretty safely based on last year. Just don't know anything that you're like have to sell during December.
Yeah, every year those dates cause us to have to answer that question, which is, hey, it's reasonable. I get it. It's
it won't be the last time we answer. That's
exactly.
I'm
that's totally
happy to help out. But just keep shipping. I'll be shipping in heavily until Black Friday.
Yeah, but really never stop shipping, like you said. Like those dates, obviously you want to get as much stuff in by then, but in reality, you never stop shipping, so it doesn't really matter.
Boxum have a commitment I want to try, but unfortunately don't have the funds yet. So like when you're getting going, everything has to be spent on inventory, right? FBM, turn inventory, turn products as quickly as possible, and just keep it rolling. And then once you're ready to send in some FBA shipments, then obviously start to try Boxum. But if you are restricted on funds, it simply does not make sense, especially this time of year, to be sending in FBA shipments.
Yeah, you can try it free. There's no contracts or anything though, Kiro. There's no commitments. Try for free.
Yeah, right there. And if you guys haven't, now's a great time to go ahead and get on that stuff too. Did we answer Guillermo's question yet?
No, it's a good question.
Guillermo's a
From
gangster
the man,
right
Guillermo,
here.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. I mean, man's everywhere. He's in the roadmap call last night. He's in the free training chat. He's in these chats.
That's what it takes. I love it.
Right. Yeah. We're working on the profile pic still. Should you match featured offered as an FBM seller price slightly higher than low seller? Look at the Keepa, like actually open it up on Keepa and price where the buy box is going. Yeah. Price where the buy box is going. Right. So like, I think low-key featured offer and buy box are slightly different, or at least sometimes I see them correlate differently, but they essentially mean the same thing.
Yeah, I do notice that. I wonder what they like call the discrepancy there. Yeah.
It would be so much easier if they just called it buy box.
Good brands to sell for beginners. Yeah, Wonderlife. Just go to any of the recent sourcing videos we've done and source off of those brands. It's a good place to start is like Target private label brands, Walmart private label brands, so like Athletic Works, that kind of stuff. Any of the auto ungate brands you hear a lot of people talking about, like ColourPop, 32 Degrees, Stafford, that kind of thing. And then just see what those people are selling, and that'll take you down different rabbit holes of this isn't auto ungated, but I can still sell it, and that kind of stuff.
And also, what beginners really sleep on too is like I feel like most beginners are attracted to the super big brands, right? Like the Dove, the Head and Shoulders, the Old Spice, like this type of stuff. when in reality, there's so many of these really small or even like mid-sized niche, like mom and pop type brands that crush it, right? And maybe they don't sell thousands of units a month on Amazon, but they sell hundreds, right? And there's very few people selling them compared to the big brands because not as many people know about them. So guys, keep an eye out for these kind of lower key brands, because I promise you there's hundreds, if not thousands of them. And there's just unlimited opportunity with those types of brands. Yeah, Garrett, what's supplier flow, right? What is that logo behind you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's a wholesale multi-tool we came up with. It actually launched earlier this week.
Yes, sir.
Essentially, it's going to be an app that allows you to email back and forth with all your sales reps, organize your entire fulfillment and your pipeline of all your accounts, work inside catalogs, which is super cool. So it's like a one-stop shop for everything wholesale. Email back and forth, work in catalogs, manage your pipeline, open more accounts. The whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir. Found it nearly impossible to engage in EU. Have any advice on what to start with? Yeah, I mean, the key is if you can apply for something, you can sell it, right? And that if you can see other people making money on it, you can too. And I don't know of any specific difference between the US and the EU, but it's typically just buy 10 from a big retail website. So like a big aggregator retailer or the brand website, for example, and you'll be good to go on that. Yeah.
Diego is asking a good question. Can your store get shut down if you switch the business address being used with another store? Before you change anything, Diego, just send them an email. Like through open a support case, it just says, "Hey, this is me. I'm changing this info." Otherwise, they might like temporarily suspend you. They do it just to make sure that you didn't get hacked or anything like that.
It never gets less scary though.
Never, bro. Yeah.
And even though you're doing it correctly, they'll be like you're at risk of deactivation on the top until you can confirm the new address. Like you're good as long as you just like kind of tell them what you're up to. And yeah, if you got to change the address, then go for it. I don't think we answered this question from Cal earlier. Dependable products for retail arbitrage for Q4. Yeah, toys can be good, like you're talking about, Cal. Some of the bigger brands are hard gated right now, so just make sure you can like go and pretend to sell it from your phone before you buy it. And then yeah, anything that's giftable, like makeup type products, shoes, literally think about anything that people give as gifts. It's all going to sell faster. Tools, all that kind of stuff.
So Victor, this is a common. Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
I was going to say the cool thing is we have all the data from last year. Right, those sorts of products that Warner's talking about that pick up in demand November, December, right? Football stuff, all that stuff. It all is completely apparent if you just look at the data from last year and 2 years ago. Because a lot of this seasonal stuff that we're talking about, you're going to see the sales rings start to drop around this November, December time. The price go up. All these sorts of things happen year after year after year. And the cool thing is with SellerAmp's kind of Google Sheets feature, you can start to store this information and allow yourself to stack your time. Right, so you put in X amount of hours this year, but then come next year, Q4, you still get to benefit from all the hard work you've already done. Right, so store every product that you're selling FBM this year. Store every product that's increasing in demand. Right, store every product that's increasing in buy box. So you can come back to the data, come back to all this references as years and years come on, and you can start to kind of multiply your arms or multiply your effort.
So I want to address Victor's question here because it's one that I've heard. You hear beginners ask quite a bit, right? And I feel like there's only one right way to answer it. So he says, is it feasible to find a brand that you want to ungate, but it's not profitable and you just return it once you're ungated? Now, Victor, we wouldn't recommend that you do that, right? That you buy product just to get ungated and then turn around and return the product. At the end of the day, that's just part of the game, right? That's just kind of like the price of doing business. It's just not really a good look to do that. I would recommend just selling it, at break even, or even if you got to sell it at a small loss, that's fine. But now that you're ungated, you're going to be able to make a lot more money from that brand. And it's really not necessary to return the product. So yeah, I think you guys all have a similar opinion.
Yeah, just buy profitable stuff and use that. There's no reason to buy anything that's not profitable.
You wouldn't want someone to do that for your own business, whether it's, buying it to take a picture and return it back to you. It just,
right.
It's bad. It's bad energy. Just operate the right way. And
it's bad energy is the primary.
That's honestly true. That is literally completely true.
But
you get annoyed when someone buys a Nike shoe and returns an Adidas shoe, right? It's all the same stuff. Just like, if you don't want someone to kind of fraudulently return stuff for you, why would you want to do it to someone else?
It's going to make the retailer not like your account either. If you want to scale on it one day and you return 50 products back to them. Do you need FNSQ for FBM? Nope, Chris. Got kicked for laughing. Kicked himself. All right. No, Chris. You pop it in a bag. If you expect to sell a bunch of something during Q4, then pre-poly bag it, and then you just slap the label on it.
That's some game right there. That's an absolute game.
Diego, is it important to have your LLC name exactly as your Amazon store name? I possibly made a mistake naming my LLC different than my store. No. So Diego, your store name does not have to match your LLC name, right? What needs to match or what needs to line up is your business information in your Amazon account needs to match up with any invoices or any order confirmations you get from suppliers, right? Your storefront name can be anything.
I've had a bunch of different names on the invoices that they've taken too. Sometimes it'd be like my name, random misspelled versions.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
So true. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure they look at that. I'm sure it helps, but
Literally so true.
oh.
How many items are you buying of a product when you like one, a few, or dozens? So, Will, my general rule of thumb, what I typically recommend to people is buy, 2 to 4 weeks worth, right, as a test order. Not much more than that, just to kind of test it out and see how it goes. And if it goes well, then you can buy more.
Yeah, Raphael, it's an estimate based on sales rank and some other data.
You guys are, I assume you mean amazing. I currently work for a delivery for Amazon, so I'm at the bottom of the food chain, but I know there's a way out. You guys make it seem so easy for someone slow like myself, but I'm trying. Never say you're trying and never call yourself slow. Words are energy, and how you speak about yourself is how you perceive yourself and how the world's going to perceive you if you feel that way about you. So you're in the right place. We're here to help on stuff, but you got to be very careful with how you talk about yourself on that, Felix. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. The more you say like this is hard, like I can't do this, that kind of stuff. Like yeah,
The truer it is.
It becomes true.
Yep.
How do you figure out FBM shipping costs? It's like I think you put it in the chat, but how to FBM.com.
How to FBM.com.
Estimates on it.
Yeah.
Usually you'll be FBMing stuff that's like under £1. It'll be like $4 to $6 depending on how far it's going.
It's a fact. Yeah, and it just you want to just make sure you have that exact on there. But yeah, how2fbm.com is a good place to start on that. Cool. So I'm about to get let's see.
Quote unquote, I'm gonna film a banger, Miles said. So.
Yeah, how to source FBM products. Yeah, it's coming soon. Yo, what up? Can't wait for the call. Oh, you feel me, man? You feel me? Yeah, I got. Yeah, it's gonna be a vibe. I'm gonna take care of everyone as we normally do. Make sure y'all go follow all these fine gentlemen and Garrett on socials.
And Garrett.
Check out all their other content.
You almost slipped that one through.
Any good calculators or methods to estimate shipping costs to warehouse? Put in 80 cents per pound on your SellerAmp backend in your SellerAmp settings.
Yep.
Y'all be great. See you guys soon.
See you guys.
Let's make it a good week.
Monday, y'all. Yeah, let's get it. Y'all let us know how we can help.